country has decided who our president is going to be for another 4 years. Congratulations to Barack Obama for another term. I have not aligned my education in any kind of political interest. I feel I shouldn't express any opinion regarding that. I think that's the root source of the problem with politics. Well, after hesitating and then kind of shyly saying I voted for Mitt Romney, I immediately accused him of being a racist and then walked away from him. And I chuckled out loud. My name is Wes Rodriguez, and you're listening to Sink or Swim. All right, first off, I have to apologize. There was no posting for Saturday. I had taken a trip up to Vegas to visit with my family. My mom had driven down from Seattle all the way to Washington, and I hadn't seen her for 2 years, so I had to make my way up there, and I didn't get time to do a recording, and I certainly wouldn't have had time to edit it and post it, so my apologies for no show on Saturday. Or excuse me, at least a posting on Sunday. And so I will throw together a quick Wednesday show. And this weekend I will have my brother coming down to visit me. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to sit down and throw a pod together between he and I. And I think that should be fun. There was a few things that happened this weekend that will be fun to talk about. And I want to do a little research and see if I can get some background on it. We had taken a tour of this house that from what I gather from local urban legend, is this house that's been purchased by a neurosurgeon, and over the years he's collected a lot of just miscellaneous doohickeys and contraptions, and basically it looks like a storage facility for garage sales and yard sales. Just a bunch of miscellaneous crap that's put together, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. And I guess once in a while he'll let the public come in and tour it. So my brother Kenneth and I will break that little adventure down, but I want to do a little more research to give you some names to look up if you were to be so inclined to Google it. And there was an interesting performance that I captured on video, so I'll be posting that video, but I want to edit it and make it look interesting and funny. And I will be cutting in the audio of that recording into this weekend's recording. So look forward to that. I feel like I should at least mention it. Our country has decided who our president is going to be for another 4 years. Congratulations to Barack Obama for another term. I choose not to spend much time on my show to express any opinions about politics, unless, profound changes have happened in current events. So, and I feel a new president should be mentioned, but as I said before, I'll reiterate, I have not aligned my education in any kind of political interest. I feel I shouldn't express any opinion regarding that. I think that's the root source of the problem with politics, is too many people have the power to influence changes in our society without doing the research and gathering up enough information to base an opinion on it. It's simply like surface level impressions people have gathered from politicians and then base their decision on who should be in charge of legislature. I don't agree with it, but whatever. That's why I choose not to shine too much light on it on my show. And there's too many podcasts and news corporations that will take up all of that attention. So by all means, get your political fix on another show. However, I find it interesting though, everybody's walking around with little stickers that signify, yeah, well, I did my part as an American. I went to the booths and I voted. I did my contribution as an American to make a change for the country. Now I'll wear this little badge of recognition that I did my part. But then when you approach somebody on that, you feel like, okay, well, here's a nice passing conversation to have. Well, who'd you vote for? But right when the words escape my mouth, it almost feels like I asked what size underwear they might be wearing. Like, who'd you vote for? Then I realized you're faced with a situation where, well, did you vote for the white guy or the black guy? That's what it pretty much boils down to. And unfortunately, most Americans pretty much break down their opinion on that. Like, instead of the ideology each person might be bringing forward to the country, it's their skin color. The average American is basing their decision on that. And I was walking by one of my human resources representatives, and we have a good rapport, and I can play around and joke with this person, and I noticed that they were wearing that sticker that I voted, and I asked them, well, who'd you vote for? And they said, I voted for Mitt Romney. Well, after hesitating and then kind of shyly saying I voted for Mitt Romney, I immediately accused them of being a racist and then walked away from and I chuckled out loud, and they blew me off. Of course, they're not a racist, and I was just simply pointing a finger at the fact that how are you going to navigate this situation being my human resources representative? So I found that a little entertaining. That's how I am. That's the person I am. I like to skate along that awkward boundary of how far to push things. And I'm sure I'm going to pay for it eventually one day. But enough about politics. I'm listening to a great audiobook, and I'd like to bring that to everyone's attention who might listen to this. The title of the book is Fat Kid Saves the World. And the audiobook is narrated by Matthew Lillard. The story is very, very cool, and it is well written. It's highly entertaining, and anybody who grew up feeling like they were an outsider, or even as an adult feel that way, you'll get a big kick out of it. And Matthew Lillard gives it life and personality, and is great. Has a great delivery. Also, he is taking it upon himself as a project that he's spearheading to popularize the movie that he has put together. For the last 10 years, he's been working on it. If you go to tugthefatkid.com, you will see how you can easily just fill out the entry form, and you can click the request button, and with enough requests, you can bring it to your local area, and you can also promote it, and you can do a private screening with your friends if you sell enough tickets. And the cool thing is they'll offer you 10% of the box office. So go ahead and visit fatkidrulestheworld.com, and you can learn how you can contribute to this. It's a great story, and it's shining a light on bullying in America. If you've ever experienced that, then you know that you don't want it to happen to anybody else, and do what you can to contribute toward a cause that is battling that phenomena. Also, I discovered a great web show. Ken Marino is the lead actor in this spoof on reality television, and it's centered around these fucking romantic reality shows, and it's pretty much a parody. If you hate reality TV, like these Bachelorette and these shows that are centered around relationships and whatnot that obviously aren't reality, but America seems to get confused and focus a lot of their attention on these fucking programs. And also, if you like them, I'm sure you'll find it amusing. But it's produced by Ben Stiller, and there are other celebrity appearances. Ken Jeong, who is the little Asian guy from The Hangover, he's fucking hilarious. He's got a great little cameo, and they're only like 8 to 10 minutes per segment, and highly entertaining, fucking hilarious. It really captures the absurdity of these contests to win somebody's hand in marriage on television, and the lows that humans will sink to capture their 5 minutes of fame on camera. The show is called Burning Love, and like I said, they're only like 8 to 10 minutes, and they go by real quick. But if you tune in for just a few minutes, it'll grab you, and it's fucking hilarious. It is filmed so you feel just like you're watching a reality show. It's got those big sweeping camera shots from high up all the way up to the host who's narrating the show, and they'll give you these shots of transport vehicles like helicopters and limousines and whatnot, and the beautiful sprawling mansion that the show is centered on. And the production value is really high, and it's hard not to get caught up in putting your stakes on the winner of the show. So check that out and give me your feedback. All right, then now I'm going to break it down to the rewind segment of the show. Like every Wednesday, I will grab a few clips from a previous show, and I'll play them and give you guys the opportunity to guess what previous podcast the clips come from. And then you can email me or message me on Facebook or Twitter me, and the first person to guess that week's show will get a t-shirt with the Sink or Swim logo on it. The Twitter address is SOSWITHWAM. Facebook page, SOS space WITHWAM, and email at Yahoo, SOSWITHWAM. And here we go. Rewind.
When we see situations, we try to rationalize with a broken system. Yeah. But we have to recognize, okay, our system is broken, so we got to work around those bugs.
This motherfucker got like 8 fucking windows going on.
Yeah, the computer can handle it, but your brain can't. You don't even know what the first 3 windows were from. With my appearance?
Right.
Fucking look at that beautiful woman over there that's changed her hair color. That not one of the guys has mentioned yet.
That's funny.
In the city of the Nalgas, where I'm from, we have 22 people named Pancho. It's a very popular name. They're all descendants from my family line.
And there you go. Alrighty. And I think I'll wrap up the show with a little Sink or Swim comedy showcase. And this week has Jay Mohr again. I've been listening to a lot of him lately. And Jay Mohr, I don't know if any of you out there are comedy geeks like I am, but Jay Mohr put together the television program Last Comic Standing. He and his agent, Barry Katz, pitched, I believe it was Comedy Central on the concept. And that show will be referenced. And I believe it was on 2 seasons or 3 seasons. Anyway, the last season's winner of the show is his guest. So you will be hearing Jay interviewing Felipe Esparza, who's a hilarious Hispanic comedian. He's got that ghetto appeal. And also Jay Mohr will be dropping his impression of his agent, Barry Katz, who's fucking hilarious. Barry and Jay have a unique relationship. They seem to be more like friends, and Barry is like a mentor to Jay. And he's been on Jay's podcast a number of times, telling his stories of entertainment, and he's pretty hilarious, and his voice is very unique and distinguished. So hearing Jay is one of the best at doing impressions in the business. So hearing him talk like his own agent is awesome. And not to mention the fact that Barry Katz is one of the most prolific and respected. Well, I guess it's a polarizing opinion. He has people that have criticized him. But for the most part, Barry Katz is very well known in the entertainment industry. And he has represented people like, I believe, Dave Chappelle, all the way to Tracy Morgan, and so on. So we'll start off the showcase with Felipe talking about getting into the country.
And now, the Sink or Swim Comedy Showcase, featuring
Felipe Esparza on the Jay Moore Podcast.
The sad thing was that my little brother, he had to use my little cousin's passport, and she was a girl.
Yeah.
And they dressed him up like a little girl.
Is this for real?
For reals.
That's hysterical.
And my mom, that was his first acting role. He was preparing for months. Te llamas Pati. Your name is Pati. Pati. And my brother wore a dress for like a week.
No way.
Yeah.
I hope at the border he flashed the guy's balls under his dress.
He was there sitting down, and he goes like this. What's your name? What's your little daughter's name? He like looking up. My name is Pati. And we crossed over. Okay, my brother's a gay dude now, okay? But he didn't just cross the border. He crossed the closet.
He crossed the border closet.
I tell my brother something. You don't have to be Pati no more. No, I'm Pati.
What do you do when you get pulled over? When you get in an accident, there's no insurance. Like, you got to like bullshit your way out of it, right?
Yeah, man. If it's another Mexican, I just try to out-Mexican him. Me pegaste, cabrón. Eres un fuck you. Sana babish, sana bagan. And hopefully, if he don't speak English, it's good. But sometimes, like, I speak English to the person. When I get into a car accident, you just gotta out-Mexican the person, man. Me pegaste. You start speaking English. Hey, man, you have insurance? Te querese.
Oh, they get scared if you speak English?
Yeah.
Really?
Te querese. I'll fix your car right here, mijo. For real, man. My car getting fixed, auto body on the side of the 5 freeway. This guy has all his friends.
I love what you said in that one of the bits I watched. You said there's a Mexican seal of approval. That made me laugh so hard.
That's the Mexican seal of approval. Trust me. More iced tea.
And it probably means many, like, aloha means hello and goodbye. Like, that whistle probably means, like, we're ready to go. Like, are you ready to go? Look out, here comes trouble. Like, it probably has many meanings, too.
Yeah, and also, it's always the Mexicans that speak Spanish that know the whistle, because if you're like El Madrigal or Johnny Sanchez, half Mexican, half whatever, you lost it already. You can't do it. You got to do, hey, amigo.
Have you ever faked having insurance in an accident?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I was driving with my ex-girlfriend, and we were driving on the 5 freeway past the Olympic Auditorium, and this guy, I just hit him real hard.
You hit him?
Yeah, I rear-ended him.
Why?
And he was like,
hold on, why?
Why? I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
because I was talking to my ex-girlfriend at the time. We're blazing and we're listening to the music. I think it was probably the Strokes, and then we were singing loud. And then I just hit this Honda, this shitty Honda Civic, like an 80 Honda. I'm surprised the windows didn't break.
The what?
I'm surprised the windows didn't crack when I hit him.
You hit him hard.
I hit him hard, so I came out, and I just came out. I looked around, I looked at my ex-girlfriend. Give me those papers on the floor. They were like a set list. I just grabbed it. It was like a crumbled up paper, and I came out of the car with confidence. You got to have confidence.
Right.
Believe in the paper. I went outside. Hey, man, you got insurance or something? He goes, man, you just hit me. I said, listen, man, I don't want to talk about who hit what. You wanted my information. You want me to call the cops so you could settle it before us, so you can feel safe. So why don't you just call a police officer so you can feel safe right now? No, man, I don't want to call a cop. I just want you to admit that you hit me. All right? If I admit I'm hitting you, I'm going to leave. He goes, all right, just admit you hit me. I hit you. Goodbye. I left.
You used to work at Dodger Stadium?
Yeah.
Barry Katz said the nicest things about you when he was here. He said, before your sets on Last Comic Standing, he said he used to come up to you and say, undeniable.
Undeniable.
Be fucking undeniable, man. And then he said, and to his credit, man, the guy was fucking undeniable. Here's a guy, he brought me to Dodger Stadium, and he was going to throw out the first pitch. And he said, I don't want to get in your way, man, and this is your thing, I'll be in the background. He goes, no, man, I really want you to come. It's important to me, man. And we're walking in Dodger Stadium where... I like Barry can't figure out what a fucking vendor is. He goes, for those people, they sell hot dogs and they sell soda.
You don't know the concession stand or vendor.
He doesn't know what it's called. Barry will draw blanks on the weirder shit. He goes, when you're in the baseball game, you're in Dodger Stadium or Fenway Park or Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, or you're in Coors Field in Denver, or you're at Safeco Field House, in Seattle. He names every stadium in the world. He knows what rows and fucking what the Loge is called. He goes, but those guys, they come from seat to seat and they sell they'll sell you a hot dog, or, they'll say soda, or the beer man that comes by. There's a beer man. There'll be a hot dog man, an ice cream man, a cotton. I go, vendors? He goes, vendors, thank you. So, he just fucking, it's like watching your dog run away for 2 days and then just whistle and he comes back. Bender, thank you. But he said that when you were with him at Dodger Stadium, he said, you were loved at Dodger Stadium. You were it was fucking Tommy Lasorda and you.
That's right.
And he said it was because you used to be a vendor and you were just homies with everybody that worked there, and they were so happy for you that you made it.
Yeah, man, they were happy.
Do you still go do you have to pay for a ticket to go to a
Yeah, I pay for a ticket, but I don't pay for food.
Really? That's really
because I know people at all the stands.
Just do I'm just gonna ask you to do a fucking bit. I'm sorry, but it's too funny. But when you burglars broke into your house,
the burglar broke into our house, they couldn't find nothing to steal, so they woke us up to make fun of us.
That is so.
But, man, you guys don't have shit, eh? Your wife is pregnant.
That's a great joke.
Then the cops show up. My dad started making up shit. Yeah, they even took our cable. They took our electricity.
I like
They gave my wife a black eye.
God damn.
I sit down and I write the premise of whatever we're gonna talk about. If I talk about if I want to talk about domestic violence.
Always funny.
I always write about the funny part. How come the cops show up at the wrong time? They always show up when you're socking her.
Yeah. They don't show
How about an hour earlier when she threw away your fucking Tron collection? Or when she called me a fag in front of my father. She had to go. My mom was right there. Tap me, I'll do it for you. The worst part of domestic violence is when you come back from jail and you see broken glass everywhere. And deep down in your head, you really feel bad about beating her ass, but you're looking at all the mess, you're going, I can't believe she didn't fucking clean, though. Seriously?
She left that shit for you to come home to?
My dad will come home, man, everything's dirty, he's pissed, right? He's pissed. But he'll look, that's crazy. He'll look at everybody and go, all right, hey, who wants to go to the beach?
That's his answer for not cleaning?
We're at the fucking, and this is why, some comics, white people don't know why Mexicans look all dressed up at the beach. Because Mexican fathers are not like other dads. They don't plan shit out. You could be at church wearing your wedding dress, and all of a sudden your dad say, "Let's go to Disneyland," but I gotta change. We don't have time to change. Fucking traffic. So my mom is like wearing her pumps. She's dressed like Charlie's Angels, about to investigate what's going on at Disneyland. She's wearing a neck brace everywhere
With a black eye.
with a black eye, trying to be comfortable next to Mickey. Laugh! Don't you have a good time? That's fucking like I was working with Mike DeStefano in Florida, and he was talking about cunts and you bitch and you whore. And this lady comes up to him right after the show, stands in line in front of all the fans, and goes, I want to let you know something. My ex-husband used to beat me and lock me up in the restroom for hours. And Mike DeStefano looked at her and said, "Okay, ma'am, do you want to buy a CD or not?"
No, you.
And I drink a lot of horchata, by the way.
What's that?
Oh, you like horchata?
What is horchata?
Horchata is a Mexican drink. It's white. We drink it with burritos. You don't like it? You must be Nicaragueño. And it was
Is it alcohol?
Colombiana.
Is it-
No, it's a mixture of rice, milk, cinnamon, and sugar.
That's like some rainforest.
For real, it's they order it. People drink it.
Are you saying you want audience members to bring it to you?
Hell no.
Oh.
And it was funny, like I was eating with a taco one time, right? And it was white and it was spilling all over my chest. It looked like somebody dropped a load on my face. And some older white lady saw me. She goes, "What are you drinking there?" "Oh, it's horchata, food of the gods." She goes, "What does it taste like?" "Well, to me, it always tasted like horchata. To you, white lady, it tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. French toast water. That's what horchata tastes like. Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal."
All right. Now, you know what? It's funny because every white person listening knows exactly what you just said. They know the exact taste because white people fucking love cereal. We love that shit.
Love that shit.
We love that shit.
I love
if you
cereal.
blind taste test me, I'd be like, Frankenberry, give me the next one. Boom.
I would love eating cereal after a meal sometimes.
Really?
Like if I eat like 2 quesadillas, I gotta get some Frosted Flakes with bananas. But I usually get the Mexican Frosted Flakes. It's a coyote, and then the prize is citizenship.
So there you go, folks. Another fantastic, incredible delivery of Sinkerswim's Comedy Showcase. And if any of you are interested in tuning into Jay Moore's More Stories podcast, you can just look for it at the Fake Mustache Studios on iTunes and search out MOHR Stories and download and subscribe. Anyways, thank you for tuning in this week. And look forward to this weekend show. I'm excited to sit down and bring my brother into the world of Sinkerswim and bring up old times and talk shit about my family. It should be fun. Can't wait to burn some bridges. Alrighty, folks. I think it's worth mentioning that Hurricane Sandy has done a lot of damage to our friends and family over on the East Coast. And I've heard that if you contact the Red Cross, and I believe they can connect you to donation locations, and you can contribute to the relief and the aid in helping these people get back on their feet. Just put your good thoughts, and if you're religious, put some extra words in your prayers, and bring the sense of community into somebody's life, and lend a helping hand just for the sake of goodwill. If not only that, it'll make you feel like a good American. And we all know that the East Coast has seen a lot of heartache and damage over the years. So if you can spare the time or the money or the love or the physical help, do what you can. And like I said, contact the Red Cross and they'll direct you to a source of contribution. And with that, I will say goodbye and give my thanks to Ambrosio and Nigo Montoya for helping out with the sound effects. and jingles and whatnot. My name is Wes Rodriguez. Thank you for tuning in to Sink or Swim. What's your dream?